Roland Burris reflects upon what Barack Obama said when the governor was first arrested, and he repeated recently that it isn't right for Governor Blagojevich to appoint anyone to the United States Senate. I think we have to stand for the principle that honesty and clean government is number one.
Lieutenant Pat Quinn. Lieutenant, you know, you've really been disappointing me lately. It's like one day you say one thing, and then tomorrow comes and you say another. Hey, welcome back to Gerard McClendon Live. Is Roland in denial, or should he have waited, you know, to be seated by the Senate later on? Hey, you know what? Joining us now to help us figure all of this legalese out at the Tribune Tower and figure out this web of nonsense. You got to help me out, Attorney Matt Belcher. Thanks for being on the show tonight.
What's going on, Gerard?
Oh, man, I appreciate you. You know what? First things first, Matt, you know, Burris gets rejected today, but on what grounds? Can the Senate do this?
No, Gerard, they really shouldn't, because there's two aspects we have to look at here. First, we have a political aspect and then a legal aspect. And to be honest with you, the political aspect doesn't care what the law says. So yeah. I'm asking you, Gerard, what does Harry Reid care about who the senator from Illinois is?
Yeah.
He has no interest in the citizens of Illinois. His only interest is who's going to win the election in 2 years, and is he going to keep a Democrat in office. So let me tell you, Gerard, this is what he's afraid of. He's afraid that Roland Burris is still going to be there in 2 years, and Blagojevich is still going to be there in 2 years.
Wow.
So now you're going to have a white Republican run against him, and we're going to wind up with a white Republican congressman, or maybe they'll pull back. Who was the African American guy who ran against Obama?
My man, it's coming to me. It'll come to me in a second.
Alan
Keyes, yeah.
Right. So
man,
that's who's coming back.
Was that unbelievable or what? It's like, let's get a transplant, conservative, right-wing, African-American who knows nothing about Illinois, and let's bring him in.
So, Gerard, keep an eye open. There's going to be some Republican black people moving into Illinois to be running for this seat in 2 years. I'm telling you right now, I'm predicting it.
Man, you know, it's unbelievable. I thought Minnesota's situation was bad, but I mean, this is just ridiculous. Earlier today, I sat at my desk in wonderment. I'm like, can you write fiction better than this, Matt? I mean,
if it was on television, nobody would ever believe that this was the truth.
You're absolutely right. Let's look at Dianne Feinstein's comment. I mean, is she right here, attorney? You know, she's saying she's going against the grain of the Democrats, saying, hey, what are you guys doing? You just can't snuff him out. He was appointed by the governor.
Gerard, they're creating the controversy. If Harry Reid would have come out and said, you know what, we don't appreciate Blagojevich, but, you know, Roland Burris, he's a man of upstanding character, we'll be happy to welcome him into the Senate, this situation would have died down. Yeah. They're creating their own problems. At this stage, why they should have just said, you know, I think, honestly, to take one step back, I think that this problem started at that press conference when Blagojevich was still there. Roland Burris should have kicked him right outside.
Yeah.
As soon as he came in, he should have pointed him. He should have said, all right, Mr. Governor Blagojevich, get out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't support Governor Blagojevich, but I'm here to represent the citizens of the state of Illinois, and Patrick Fitzgerald can take care of Governor Blagojevich. They can work it out. If he would have done that, then I don't think we would have had this situation.
You know what, attorney? I'm so glad you brought that up, because earlier I said I hope I don't forget that point, and you helped me remember. When Governor Blagojevich was making statements before Roland Burris spoke, he basically threatened the Senate. He said, you need, I'm paraphrasing, the United States Senate needs to accept this man. Look, you don't threaten the Senate like that. You don't do that.
No, you know, I'm not right. We're not in charge of the situation. But if he would have walked out there and said, this has nothing to do with me, this has to do with the citizens of the state of Illinois, I picked Roland Burris, nobody can call Roland Burris' credibility into question.
That's right. You know, let's look at this. Now, Roland Burris is, I don't know if he's wrestling or if he's, you know, playing mixed martial arts here or boxing, but it's like he has to fight with Washington, D.C., the senators there, Matt. He also has to do what? Go back to Springfield and fight. So does he get 2 lawyers for this or just one?
Oh, I think he needs an entire law firm. How about, well, maybe we get Winston and Strawn. Maybe they'll do a pro se defense there. They'll do a pro bono defense of him that's the cost of a couple $1 million, like they did for George Ryan.
Oh,
let's have some big law firms step up and say that we're going to take this case on, and then we'll, you know, to handle it pro bono. So, Roland Burris is not a man of means. He's a successful businessman.
That's right.
But he's not a multi-millionaire can afford to you know, take on this challenge.
You know, Matt, is this a civil rights issue?
That's why I'm here.
Wow.
That's why I'm here. It really is. because it's a civil rights issue for Governor Blagojevich too, though, because he has due process rights. And the Illinois Constitution says that you need to treat everybody equally, and you cannot strip somebody of their property without due process. So whether or not you think he's guilty or not guilty, there's a system, and it's the legal system. It's just all the politicians, they don't want to wait around for the legal system to work itself out.
But Attorney Belcher, just like in that comedy movie Friday, and I'm embarrassed to say that I love that movie, with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker goes, they got you on tape stealing. Hey, they got him on tape, attorney. What about that?
Oh, that's easy, Gerard. They got a lot of things on tape. You went through lots of different episodes with this R. Kelly situation. Remember that back in the day? So what does the tape really say? It's an issue of context. Listen, I want to believe the U.S. Attorney's Office, and I want to believe Patrick Fitzgerald, but you have to appreciate that these are just segments. What's the context? Maybe it's just a guy's, talking trash, and they're like, yeah, this is golden. This effing thing's golden, and the truth is that you don't know the context of the full conversation. And my point is, what's the rush, really? Because all of these, a lot of this is going to cause conflicts with the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if Harry Reid, he created this firestorm. He should have just took Roland Burris in. They could have stepped up, said a couple bad words about Blagojevich, and moved on. But they didn't do that. So now what are we going to do?
Man, it's like they're creating gridlock on purpose. This whole situation could have been over a few weeks ago, and realistically, it could have even been over a month and a half ago. I wish Rod Blagojevich would have picked Roland Burris 10 days after Barack Obama was elected.
Right, absolutely. Not only that, though, let's face the facts. If Blagojevich would resign, it'd make the situation a lot easier, too. And then maybe they could work out some sort of deal where Blagojevich could resign and Quinn could then ratify the choice of Roland Burris. But my question to you is, who do you think that Quinn wants in Burris's place? Who is it, do you think, that they want because everybody's maneuvering. Who's really looking out for the citizens in the state of Illinois? Not Blagojevich. Is it Pat Quinn? Is it Harry Reid? I say that none of them are. And Roland Burris has been all along an upstanding citizen in the state of Illinois, one of the first African American elected to a statewide office. No one's ever, he's obviously made some donations to Blagojevich, but I don't think that they've been in the $20,000 or $30,000 worth of contributions. So my point is, basically, who do they want to take over?
Do you think they want someone softer, someone that's not as progressive as Roland Burris? Do they want someone who's African American but who's quiet? Do they want?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. But all of the names that were previously mentioned, Jesse Jr.
Hey, Jesse Jr. was my first pick. Danny Davis was my second pick, and Roland was my third pick.
Run, Jesse, run. Tell him you should run. But see, that's the whole thing: is what happens in 2 years. Who's running for that position in 2 years?
Hey, Matt, hold tight, man. You're blowing up my phone line, 630-575-TALK.